Today is 764 day. Now I'm here to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about ambition again. Yesterday I shared about the person who is not ambitious, but a lot of times appears as ambitious. And today I want to look into other direction, and I want to look into a person who is ambitious, but a lot of times appears as not ambitious. So why is it important to know if a person is ambitious or not? Because we want to include people who are ambitious in our lives. Most important to understand that we want ambitious in the field that we want to improve. Now, of course, every single person deserves respect. Every single person deserves love. But when we want to pursue some one aspect of our lives to maximum excellence, we want to pursue people who are ambitious in that field, in that aspect. And that's why it's very important to understand who is ambitious and who is not. So today we'll share 16 things that you're able to look into a person and ask, is this person ambitious? So that means being able to see that sometimes people who are ambitious, they could appear that they are not ambitious. And we need to understand it. So number one first is strategic rest. Strategic rest. Some people are resting not because they are not ambitious, because they have strategically preparing for something. Because they understand that in life there are seasons. You are in winter, you are in spring, you are in summer, you are in autumn. And sometimes people do not want to plant seeds in the frozen ground. So they're looking for that time when you'll be able to really invest their time. So strategic rest and second strategic timing is both of them comes together. So number one, strategic rest. Number two, strategic timing. So that means you're resting through the winter, and then when the spring comes in, you're planting seeds and you really execute. So that means when someone is not taking action, we're able to ask, okay, what is the motive? Why they are not taking action? Why they're not moving forward? And if they understand that it's just a timing, they are looking for specific timing, not just because they don't want to act, but because specifically they are waiting for specific timing, or they just resting because they want to make sure they have full energy. Because it might be that they did in the past that something really destroyed their energy and they really need to rebuild, because their building time is very, very important. So that means that knowing this, a lot of times people who are very ambitious, they still have rest because they need to recover from the things that they did in the past. And strategic rest is very important, and strategic timing. Number three is observational learning. Observational learning. So that means a lot of times people, before really taking full-scale action, they observe and learn. Observe and learn. Because one of the best things about business owners, very high-level business owners, they are amazing at observing things. They observe how people interact. They observe what people do. Because when people know how people act, they're able to create business that based on that observation. Based on that observation, what kind of problems do they have? So for business owners, observation is essential. So business owners need to be ambitious and be able to observe and learn. And now when they finalize their observation, when they finalize the learning, then they execute with a full scale energy. Number four is adjusting goals. Adjusting goals. We change, we improve, we might change the goals. And it means between those transitions, when you transition from one goal to another goal, maybe you don't take as many goals, as many actions as before, and you might seem that you're not ambitious anymore for a short period of time because you adjusted. It's very important sometimes to adjust. So that means you need to understand what a person is doing and why he's adjusting. Number five is maintaining a low profile. Maintaining a low profile. That means that some people just don't want to be seen ambitious, and they will be maintaining a low profile. They will not say about all the things that they do, and they are quiet. They every single night come back home and they're working very, very hard, 5 hours, 6 hours, and really executing to the max, but no one is able to see it. And finally, they will able to reach the maximum effort when they will able to see that there's a really huge part of the business is already built at home. Then it will be a huge breakthrough, and no one will understand it. Everyone will call it overnight success. Overnight success that was built with hundreds of overnight work hours. So that means a lot of times people really keep a low profile for different reasons. So that means you're not able to say that someone is not ambitious just because you're not able to see results yet. Number six is supporting others. Sometimes a lot of times people who are very, very ambitious, they're supporting others, and sometimes they lose time on their summits because they really want to impact other people's lives, and they're supporting, and they do not spend as much time to themselves. So that means they still might be that they need to learn boundaries and being able to support their own ambitions, their own dreams. So that means, of course, when an ambitious person spend a lot of time supporting others. Number 7 is building foundation. Building foundation. And there could be a lot of different meanings of building foundation. Building foundation could be that you're building resources, energy, money, time. Building foundation is that you're building your inner world, your inner state and emotional states that may be able to control your emotions, and you don't allow your emotions to control you, because that is important foundation to build. Because when you build the foundational things in resources and the mindset, it's everything is possible. It's really one of those believers that when you have your mind space and mind into something, you're able to achieve almost everything. Almost everything. Unless something is, of course, impossible. Because you just need to be willing to sacrifice everything else. And if you're willing to sacrifice everything else, everything is possible. I truly believe it. Number 8 is developing skills. Developing skills. That means that someone may be that every single day is building that skill, practicing day after day, day after day, and they ambitiously practicing and developing a skill. They need to be masters of those skills. And while they're practicing, no one will see that they're ambitious. But now finally when they finish the practice, again, it will be that overnight success. So that means we need to ask, okay, what they are doing now, what they're practicing, what kind of things they're improving now, and why they're improving. When you will find a person who is developing themselves constantly, you will find a person who is very ambitious. Number 9 is managing expectations. Managing expectations. Sometimes people really want you to assume and want to be seen less ambitious because they don't want to get too much pressure by other people. Because when a person says, "Oh, I'm super, super ambitious," now it'll be like very high expectations. But a person will appear less ambitious, will have less expectations, and will have more time to prepare for yourself and really execute very high. So some people don't want to be appearing ambitious, and they will try to hide. And that is, again, understanding why they're acting a certain way. What is the motive behind it? Number 10 is cultivating relationships. Cultivating relationships. That means that is one of the foundational things as well. A lot of times people build network before they really fully execute. They build a huge network, a lot of connections, business connections, personal connections. Now, when they pursue 100% with actions and execution, some kind of business, now they have a backup of all the people that they connected with. So sometimes people could not appear ambitious for a short period of time while they ambitiously, quietly building a network around themselves. Number 11 is maintaining humility. Maintaining humility. That means people who are very, very ambitious, a lot of times, they don't want to seem ambitious. And they have low egos. And they are humble. And then when maintaining humility, sometimes when people are very, very, very humble, it seems that they are less ambitious because they don't brag about themselves. They don't brag about all the achievements that they do and they're doing now. They don't brag about all the things that they will do in the future and will doing now. No, they just really allow their results to speak for themselves. And those people who are humble sometimes doesn't seem as ambitious, even though that their actions shows how ambitious they are. Number 12 is strategic collaborations. Strategic collaborations. Amazing people are always looking for teammates. Not always, but amazing people really looking for amazing teammates. And sometimes teammate will be much more ambitious and will be a star who really takes all the attention. So there may be a team of 3 people who there's 3 of them are exactly the same ambition, but the number 1 star will absorb all the attention, and it will seem that the person who has loudest are the most ambitious, even though that you are as the same ambitious as the person who is loudest. So that means that when you have that collaborations and you don't want to seem ambitious, and you build that collaboration with someone who is very star-based person, now you're able to hide under that star and really be ambitious as the same as the star who is very, very loud. Number 13 is the gaining experience. Gaining experience. A lot of times, people who are very, very ambitious, they quietly gain in experience, building, and they are very strategic, as I said. They are strategic about what they need to do now, what kind of skills and experience they need to build now, today, that they could be achieving the best results in the future. So they will be really gaining experience through that ambition. and they're willing to sacrifice today for the tomorrow. So sometimes people just do some kind of internships that they don't get paid, but they know that this experience will be super valuable in the future. And then they are the most ambitious. Well, other person could potentially make much more money at the moment, but they have very very low ceilings. And after a while, the person who pursued much more risky career will bypass everyone. Number 14 is prioritizing stability. This is one of the things that I think that always people fail to understand, that some people are very, very ambitious, but they just don't appear ambitious because they seek stability for a short period of time. They seek stability for a short period of time. It could be that they were struggling for last 10 years for multiple things, that they build a business that failed, a second business failed, some other thing failed. And now for a short period of time, maybe for 6 months, maybe for a year, maybe for 2 years, it depends on what things happen. They might be that they will seek stability to rebuild themselves, to rebuild the foundation. So knowing that some people are amazingly ambitious people, but they just seek stability for a short period of time to rebuild themselves is very, very important to know. Number 15 is social norms. Social norms. And that means that a lot of ambitious people hide under social norms. A social norm not to seek something, a social norm not to pursue, a social norm to be not obsessive and really pursue with all your heart in some areas. So it means that he's hiding because he doesn't want to have some kind of discouragement from people who are minds that do not comprehend big ambitions, and they just hide for a short period of time because they just don't want to have some kind of complaints around them, and they just better quietly work. So that means we need to understand that a lot of people who are very ambitious, they just quietly do and work, and they don't share what they're working on because that is just part of social norms. The last one that I want to mention is that sometimes people do not seem that they're ambitious, but they are very ambitious because they just really investing a lot of their time into personal growth. It could be multiple things. I mentioned it could be experience. It could be some kind of growth skill, maybe skill that they need. It could be maybe they want to build resilience, maybe some emotional resilience, maybe they want to build empathy. It doesn't matter, but like a lot of times people really want to build something that's that personal growth before they are able to show full scale of ambition. One of the most important parts for ambitious person that their actions always align with what they say. Because a person who is not ambitious, sometimes they could say a lot of great, amazing things, but they do not execute based on their actions, based on what they said. But ambitious person is always knows how important it is to do what you said you will do. And I think that that's when a person is following the things, what you said, is one of the biggest proof that a person is ambitious. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.